we got to play offense too. We got to improve our own search capabilities. So they start hiring search PhDs, leaders at this subsidiary in Palo Alto that they call A9, short for algorithms, A plus 9 letters,
Ayo.
algorithms, AU. And like you said, at first they're like, oh, we should start our own separate search engine and compete with Google. Well, it turns out there's a network effect in search as well.
Yeah.
Which is the more data you have on the more searches happening, the better searches you can return. So that's a fool's errand. But there is actually one corner of the internet where Amazon has better data on searches than Google. And that is searches that happen on Amazon.com.
Yep. Because as much as Google can index all of Amazon's product detail pages, they don't have the data on what people are actually searching for on Amazon. The demand data, the intent data.
And they don't see conversion. Plus, there's the review system, which we haven't talked about, was completely genius, huge to Amazon's success.
Did you know Shell wrote that over a weekend in 96, the original review system?
I know, amazing.
One of the first things on Amazon.com.
But of course, those signals from the review system, the star ratings, the sentiment of the reviews themselves, that becomes a really important factor in weighting search. And today, like, my God, search on Amazon. Like, why would you search for products anywhere else? They got Amazon's choice. You've got the rankings. You got the filtering. It's way better.
Yep.
This is the beginning of all that. And like we're saying, I think it's also the beginning of the end for eBay, because as Google gets better, deep linking from Google into eBay becomes the best way to search the chaotic marketplace of eBay. And eBay's paying the Google tax on all that, and Google's the strategic intermediary. Amazon is terrified of the same thing happening to them.
And meanwhile, over in Google Labs, man, I loved when Google was a smaller company. I think it was a Labs tab, and you could click on all these weird little experiments they were doing. That wasn't like Google X, Google Moonshot stuff. It was like
useful stuff
where Google Images came out of, and like Gmail and those sort of things.
Maps and yeah.
Yeah. And one of them was called Froogle. It was Froogle. And I think it was like product search. And I think it was kind of what Google Shopping became.
Dude, Froogle, I may be speaking out of turn without researching the full history, but I used to use that all the time. Again, as a broke post-college student, not broke, as an investment banker, but like I was making $60K a year living in Manhattan. Money mattered. And I believe Froogle was insanely popular, and I think kind of morphed it and shut it down for antitrust concerns.
Oh, really?
Is my understanding. Like, I think it actually was like there was a lot of demand for that product.
Huh. I mean, it was comparison shopping, I think, is ultimately what it was.
So the other thing, and this is what's just getting, Amazon is so good at, and we're going to spend a huge portion of the next episode talking about, it's not just that they make search on Amazon better and play defense against Google. They do that. They also play offense. And it, first it was like, oh, we're going to make our own search engine. And that was a bad idea. Well, what is the business model of search? It's advertising.
Advertising.
And what do they realize? We can build an advertising business with search on Amazon. Just absolutely brilliant.
Any web platform of sufficient scale can layer on for free a second business of advertising because they just have the traffic and they can put stuff in front of people and they can prioritize it however they see fit. And I think Amazon's ad business, I haven't done the research yet for next episode, but I think it's somewhere around $40 billion in revenue now.
It is $30 billion revenue run rate of incredibly high. They don't break out the margins, but like it's search ads.
It's basically 100% margin business.
Yes.
You already have those customers. There's no customer acquisition costs. You don't have to pay anyone out any amount of that revenue for any reason. It's like a Facebook ad. It's the best gross margin business in history. The
other incredibly impactful thing that comes out of A9 and search and improving search on the Amazon.com website is that really is one of the catalysts that pushes the company to transition from a monolith software architecture to microservices, independent microservices. And that is amazing for Amazon playing defense. And that is also amazing for providing web services to other developers out there.
Who got the truth? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Sit me down, say it straight. Another story on the way. got the truth? Who got the truth now?